I am a mother and a wife, I would say, are my big two titles that I'm most proud of. And I really wanted my son to not know too much. I would say the biggest thing I was worried about with for him was the loss of my hair.
Careful around her ear, please.
I am, but
We shaved it. One day had like a shaving party with some friends, but like during his nap time.
Mommy had to cut off her hair. Okay, so I'm gonna take my hat off. There's gonna be no hair, okay? It's gonna look a little silly. See?
No hair.
I think him being 2 was
What do you think?
a good age where he didn't really understand
Yeah,
it.
still mama, just no hair.
It was just normal to him, and he thought it was so funny, like pulling the wig off and like putting it on and off my head, and it
Put it on.
Take it off.
it helped so much that like it didn't scare him.
Spencer and her husband welcomed their son through IVF, a journey that tested them at every turn. But the decision to try for a second led to the twist they never saw coming.
Initially, my husband and I both wanted 3 kids, but life took turns. It took longer. So we decided, okay, maybe we'll have 2. I was a little bit on the fence, but like, I think I was just scared. We'd gone through some miscarriages. And again, IVF is tough. So it wasn't, an easy process to get pregnant. You just feel like there's something wrong with you. And then I remember my husband feeling so like defeated too when we finally moved to like the IVF world and thinking like, no, why can't I, provide for my wife to have a child either? Well, nothing's wrong with you guys. Are like, why isn't this working? And just knowing I'd have to go through that again, doing this saved my life. So January of 2025, I went to my IVF clinic just to get some of the first kind of baseline testing done, just to make sure we were good to do another embryo transfer. They took some blood work, looked at my lining, said everything's great. Come back in a month, start your meds like a couple weeks from that appointment, come back in a month and we'll be ready to transfer you. So I came back almost a month to the day later in February, and they were like, hey, most things look good, but your right ovary has doubled in size in a month. We don't really know what's going on.
Spencer wasn't in pain and had no symptoms at all, but her doctor still referred her to an oncologist right away.
I still kind of left that appointment hopeful. We scheduled a surgery because she said if you want to get pregnant, like you shouldn't have this, mass cyst in your body. So let's schedule to get it removed no matter what. So that was February 24th. My surgery was scheduled for April 2nd. And we had the conversation of if it is cancer, like what do you want us to do? She said that she would test the tumor after they removed it, mass, for cancer. And if it came back positive, did they want to take everything? Did they want to just stitch me back up? And I would decide. Um, and I said, if it's, really bad news, if it's high grade, highly aggressive, just take everything, because my main thing was I wanted to be alive and here, like, that's what mattered.
The surgery didn't turn out the way Spencer had hoped.
My husband had to tell me that it was cancer, highly aggressive, so they had removed everything, my uterus, my ovaries, my tubes, everything. So in a span of 6 weeks, I went from thinking that I was, maybe gonna have a second child to then, "Hey, you're never gonna carry a child again." Um, and it was hard when they did my surgery. They were like, "Oh, you had some endometriosis too." And I said, "What?" And they were like, "Yeah." I was like, "How did I go through all of this IVF work and no one ever found that?" And my doctor was like, "It's really hard to diagnose." Gosh, some days I don't know if it has fully hit me. We obviously still had some embryos. So again, we could have a biological child. I just wouldn't be the one to carry it. But I remember getting um, a bill from our fertility clinic that was like, "Hey, you have to pay for the next year of storage for your embryos." And just having that thought of like, well, like do we do it? Do we not? We chose to pay for it just because I was like, I can't think about this, but I don't want to totally give up yet. Um, and I think we're still going through that.
Spencer pushed through her heartbreak.
I just leaned on trying to live as much of a normal life as I could. And so just being able to like live my life, I'm very much a planner, so it was hard. But at the same time, I've learned to just like let things go. My son's picture day was the other day, and I had an outfit that I wanted him to wear, and he said, "No, I want to wear my football shirt." And I just said, "Okay, you can wear your football shirt. It's fine." Like that never would have been me before this at all. Um, but I thought, like, what does it matter? I had stage 1, which is really rare for ovarian cancer to be caught that early. And with the surgery, I did a scan after that before I even started chemo, and all that was clear. So they said, we believe we got everything with surgery, but cancer cells are very tiny and you don't necessarily see everything. So we still want to do chemo just to really kill everything. So I said, okay, we'll do it. My last round of chemo was September 19th, and then my scan was October 31st. I will see my doctor every 3 months right now for just blood work is the plan because she doesn't want to scan me over and over. She said, obviously, if your blood work shows anything concerning or you're having symptoms, we can scan you. And then I did find out during all of this that I BRCA positive and I have something called Lynch syndrome as well. So Lynch is basically the same way BRCA is breast cancer, puts you at risk for that. And ovarian Lynch is also ovarian and colon cancer, skin cancer, a handful of other things. So I now do a yearly dermatologist appointment just to get my skin checked out. I will do breast MRIs and mammograms rotating every 6 months. So I've had my mammogram and MRI this year already. Those were clear. I will start colonoscopies next year. So lots of doctor's appointments, but all very preventative.
Through it all, Spencer learned this.
Listen to your body, ask for help when you need it because you're going to have to be so strong. And I found so many people wanting to help me, and even if that just meant talking and I didn't know how I needed help at first. I would say, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine. And then people kept asking, and I said, you know what? Like, let me get through this round, and then I'll tell you what I need. And take each day in stride. It's okay to not be exactly how you were, but in a way, it changes you for the better because you do see life in such a different light.
As a cancer survivor myself, Spencer, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. And if this story was impactful to you, we've queued up another one here and more ovarian cancer stories here. And please make sure you subscribe here to join the patient story community. And always remember, you're not alone.